biceps and triceps, what are the exercises that you told Hrithik as such?
With biceps, he had a hard time with barbell, a lot of barbell movements or stuff like that. He was a lot better with dumbbells or like a preacher curl with one arm at a time. So he was very good with unilateral exercises. Make sure that if you're doing 40 or 50 reps, that you're not just performing it and putting it down. You are struggling. So maybe you can only reach 30, but then you have to take a few deep breaths and put out a couple more reps. Take a few deep breaths again because it's hurting so much until you reach that required amount of like 40 or 50.
Generally, it is said that you can have like say three sets for maybe any particular exercise, 4 sets. You're saying that you can even have much more than that.
Yeah, of course.
When you're just training.
Like some people do 3 sets on one exercise and then they move on to another exercise and do 3 to 4 sets and then another one. Well, a lot of the time we would just stick to one exercise and just do a lot more sets.
Tell us more about the nutrition part of it, because I think the diet is very, very important.
Yeah. Okay, so with the food, nutrition by design at the moment, it's like a cup with a lean form of protein, like chicken breast, and it comes in with like a low, slow release carbohydrate, like rice. Hi, this is Kris Gethin from Physique Elite and you're watching Bollywood Hungama, and today I'm going to talk to you about the transformation that my client Hrithik went through for Kris 3, and I'll also be talking to you about my book, Body by Design.
It's said that you need to do heavier weights primarily for just getting the muscle in. And even if you're doing lesser number of repetitions, that's fine. But as long as you're just lifting as much as weight as possible and compensating with the diet, obviously. Is that a correct thing to do as such?
Well, it's not wrong, but there are better ways to do it.
Like, for example?
That is combine both higher reps with slightly lighter weight and lower reps with heavier weight. Do absolutely both, because you're going to target a certain muscle fiber with high reps. You're going to target a certain muscle fiber with lower reps. So why not target both of them? Create like that density.
Higher and lower weights simultaneously, but one can do that.
Exactly.
Trick the body in a way as well.
Exactly. So start off, with like a lighter weight, but make sure that if you're doing 40 or 50 reps, that you're not just performing it and putting it down. You are struggling. So maybe you can only reach 30. But then you have to take a few deep breaths and put out a couple more reps. Take a few deep breaths again because it's hurting so much until you reach that required amount of like 40 or 50.
Briefly tell us about, like say for biceps and triceps, what are the exercises that you told Hrithik as such?
So for instance, with biceps, he had a hard time with barbell, a lot of barbell movements or stuff like that. He was a lot better with dumbbells or like a preacher curl with one arm at a time. So he was very good with unilateral exercises. So for instance, for biceps, we would choose like one exercise and perform, like I said, the 50, 40, 30, the DTP, but like he would do one arm at a time, for instance, for bicep curls, and that would be like on a preacher bench or concentration curl. And then with triceps, a lot of the time, again, because he's got long limbs, very thin bones, so anything like lying extensions would hurt his elbows. So a lot of the time we would do a lot of cable work. So we'd be pushing down like that, and again follow that same principle: 50, 40, 30, and that's arms done.
Right. Triceps. Triceps.
Yeah, triceps would be the cable extensions.
Right.
So biceps would be the preacher curls, one at a time, following that principle, and triceps would be like the cable extensions. So if you go 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, it's only one exercise, but believe me, you're falling out of the gym by your lips at the end of it. If you've got energy left, that you simply haven't done it.
Could you elaborate 50, 40, 30, 20 and 10, 20? What exactly do you mean by that?
Okay, so you would select a weight. Let's say we're doing triceps. So we're doing tricep cable extensions, okay? So we put on a weight that we think that we're going to reach failure at around 50 repetitions, meaning we could not perform another rep even if we wanted to. So once he's really squeezed out 50 repetitions, he would rest for about 45 seconds and then put it slightly heavier, and then go to absolute failure at around 40 repetitions. Rest a little bit longer, and then do 30 repetitions. Do you understand?
With higher weights?
Yeah,
bigger waist.
that's right. So you'd slightly make it heavier and heavier, higher weight, until you're at your heaviest weight, where you can only squeeze out like 10 repetitions. But then you have to repeat that process going back down. So you have to do 10 again, slightly lightening the weight, back to the same weight that you was using for 20 reps previously. Perform 20 reps again, then slightly lighter after your 45-second rest, 30, slightly lighter, 40, and then finally 50. And that's it.
Great, fantastic. So you mean to say that because generally it is said that you can have like say three sets for maybe any particular exercise, or 4 sets. You're saying that you can even have much more than that.
Yeah, of course.
When you're just training.
Like some people do 3 sets on one exercise and then they move on to another exercise and do 3 to 4 sets and then another one. Well, a lot of the time we would just stick to one exercise and just do a lot more sets just on one exercise. But it's very, very intense. You're in and out of the gym within like 40 minutes. But sometimes, a lot of the time that wouldn't be the workout. Sometimes we'd instinctively adapt. If he felt really strong that day, then maybe we'd go heavier. If he didn't feel as good, he was lacking in energy because he was shooting and he only had 4 hours sleep, then we'd go a little bit lighter. So a lot of it had to do with an instinctive application.
Now you also have this nutrition by design, which I think you've also written a book as well.
Yes.
Tell us more about the nutrition part of it, because I think the diet is very, very important.
Yeah. Okay, so with the food, nutrition by design at the moment, it's like a cup with a lean form of protein, like chicken breast. There is like a beef one, but I know you don't eat beef as much here. And it comes in with like a low, slow release carbohydrate, like rice or whole grain pasta, and with some vegetables in there. And all you do is add like some boiling hot water to it. Let it steep for like 8 minutes and then you have a meal. I kind of selfishly came up with this about 2 years ago because I travel all the time. And I was sick and tired of carrying like 30 meals with me, But with this, it's dry, it's freeze dried, no preservatives, very low sodium, and it was very
It's primarily this one. This one, right?
Yeah. So it's very easy to travel with. So that's why I came up with it, and that's why I had all my clients.
It has like in terms of chicken breast and all.
That's right. 35 grams of protein from like chicken breast and about 35 grams of low release carbohydrates in the form of like brown rice or pasta.
Fantastic. Where is it available if one has to buy it?
You can get it from bodybuilding.com. So a lot of people are shipping it over from bodybuilding.com. I'm actually working on a chicken tikka masala at the moment and palak paneer, if I've got the pronunciation right,
absolutely.
For vegetarian as well. So I'm looking at actually having that here in India, hopefully within the next 6 months.
As of now, it's not available in India?
Yes, people ship it from bodybuilding.com all the time. But I actually want to have those flavors available for the Indians.
Something about the vegetarians, because it's said that if you're a non-vegetarian, you have more options in terms of protein. But if you're a vegetarian, what are the options that one has?
The options, there's still plenty of options. Obviously not
paneer
as many, but a low-fat paneer would be great. A soy or whey protein, your protein powder. You've got egg whites. So you've got various options there. If people like tofu.
Many vegetarians don't even eat eggs as such.
No, then you'd have to go for like your tofu, your soy, or your whey protein, things like that.